Hello everybody and welcome back to another car related video on my channel. Today is a day that I've been waiting for a year. It is the ownership review of the Ford Ka after 1 year of driving it. So tomorrow is the last day of my policy on this car and I can't wait because I am upgrading to something much nicer. What I upgrade to, I'll make a video about it as well. I've already got the car on my driveway and it's pretty much ready to go. But I thought I'd make a video and I'd show you guys what it's been like to own this car for a year and all the things that have gone wrong with it. So we'll just work our way around the car and I'll tell you all the faults that the car's had. Right, okay, so I had this side light blow and this dipped beam blow. And I'll show you why that was annoying when it happened. Right, so being a Ford, you would think that it would have a lot of room to get to the headlight bulbs, right? Well, on the Ka, if you want to change out the dipped beam, which is that one there, look how little room you have to reach the back of the headlight cluster. And there's two ways. You can either try and get in through here and undo that clip there, which will get the plastic out of the back. Or the other way is to go through the wheel arch here and move your hand through that gap there. See, it's changing the headlight bulbs in this car was a pain in the arse. I did it myself because I figured there's no point in me sending it to a garage just to change a bulb. So I did it myself and it was pure torture. It was about an hour of shouting and swearing pretty much. As for the side light, I couldn't change it. I couldn't reach it myself. So when the car went in for its MOT, I just went to the tester like, hey, listen man, the side light's blown, you don't mind just changing it? Yeah, so the car I'm getting next has a lot more working room. It's much bigger than this. Right, so since we're already under the bonnet, there has been no issues whatsoever with the engine. It's been running very nicely. What was it? I changed the oil in November, as well as the filter, and it's been running fine ever since. In case any of you are wondering, what's the timing belt interval in this car? Well, there isn't one. These engines are chain driven, so as long as you keep up with your oil changes and you do them on time and you use the correct oil, then everything will be fine. The engines in these cars are quite solid as a whole. Just take care of it and it will take care of you. Let's see, has there been anything else under the bonnet? No, not really, apart from the fact that I changed the air filter because, it's routine stuff. Interestingly, the air filter's not in here. This is like a weird sort of, I don't know what it's meant to be, but the air filter's in there. So, I don't know what the point of this thing is, but, whatever, not much I can do. Now next, the brake pads. I had to change them at some point on the front because at the rear you've got drums. So, changing the brake pads was one of the easiest jobs I've ever done on a car. It was literally just take the wheel off, take off this like metal spring that supports the caliper or something in that vein, and then the pads just come out by themselves. It's a very easy car to work on, so if you plan on doing your own maintenance, then the Ford Ka will definitely be a good car for you. It's very easy to work on, parts are extremely cheap, so it's a good car to have if you plan on doing your own maintenance. Now we're inside. Nothing's really gone wrong with this car apart from this panel getting the glue that was holding it on decided to not be glue anymore. What happened was I was driving once at night down a country road, and then some idiot decided to overtake while I was, in my lane. So what I had to do, I had to slightly veer off to the left to avoid him, and then I hit a massive pothole, and then I had a crunch, and I thought that my windshield had cracked. Luckily it didn't, it was just the glue holding this on. But yeah, I wasn't able to stick this back in, so it's dangling like this, but the radio still works, so to me it's not that big of an issue. The gear trim came off once. What happened was, I was driving to see a friend. I was coming up to a corner. I'll demonstrate how it was. So I was just in fourth, going down the road. Then I was slowing down. I changed to third, like this, and then as I did that, and I put my hand forward, the gear trim came out in my hand like that. So what I did was I just got some super glue and I stuck it back in, and it's fine now. It's not moving at all. In fact, it's moving less than it was when I bought the car. What else can I show? Oh, I might as well show you guys the mileage in comparison to when I was doing the buyer's guide. Let me just turn the blower off. As you can see, no warning lights. And now we have 76,879 miles. So between now and January, I did about, 6,800 miles. The car still sounds normal when I start it. No weird noises, no nothing. Like I said, the engines in these cars are solid. Just keep up with maintenance and it will be all good. Right, now we can come on to a very nice element of the video, which I'm sure a lot of you are interested in: fuel economy. The quoted fuel economy for these cars is about, well, Ford say that combined, the ones with this engine, which is the 8-valve overhead cam, will do 45 miles to get to the gallon. So I tested it myself. What I did was I filled up the car to the brim, which, by the way, is only £40 for a full tank. In my opinion, that's a steal. So I filled it up to the brim. I did a mix of motorway and city driving. And then when it got to about half a tank, I filled it back up to full. And then I calculated my economy, and it was actually 43. That's still pretty good, considering this car was designed in 1996. 43 mpg is still a pretty nice number to have. Since we're also speaking of faults, the cigarette lighter was broken from the moment that I bought the car. What happens is, even if I do put the cigarette lighter in, if I can get it out of the ashtray, right, so even if I put it in, and even if I turn the ignition on, and I do that, first off, it doesn't always want to go in. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But pretty much what happens is, every time I try to use it to charge my phone, or have tried to use it to charge my phone, all that would happen is, it would work for a few minutes, then you would try to move the cable a little bit, and then you just hear a t as the fuse would fucking snap. So yeah, there's clearly an open circuit somewhere, but because I'm only driving this car today and tomorrow, I could care less at this point. I'm not going to be selling this car for some ungodly sum. There's just no point. Here's another fault that I remembered. The rear light bulbs in the rear clusters have blown a few times. Well, not all the time they've blown. A few times they have blown, and the other times the connection on the circuit board has gone rusty. However, if that does happen and one of your bulbs stops working, I'm going to show you just how easy it is to change. Right, so I'm going to try and do this one-handed. On the back of here, you've got these two plastic yellow tabs. What you want to do, pull them off. Okay, you pull them off. Now, your connection is here. You've got a tab at the top. I'm trying to show it on camera. You got this metal tab at the top. Pull it down with some strength. Okay, now your lights are disconnected, and then all you do is, I believe, there is a, let me try and remember, there was like a clip. Okay, and then you've got this white tab. What you want to do is just lift it up, and then out comes your rear light cluster. Okay, so now that you've got your rear light cluster out, or not your cluster, your circuit board, what you do is just take a bulb out by just pushing it down and twisting it, and then you just check that the connection is not corroded. In this case, that bulb is fine, so you just pop it back in. I'm going to check the others just because, you know, why not. That one is fine, and you also want to check the bottom of the bulb. That's important too. Indicator, yeah, that's fine. Connection's not corroded either. Let's put this back in with some struggling, because I am doing this one-handed. and the other one I believe was this one. I'm just have to try and hold it down now. That one is fine too. It's simple things like that that you want to check when you have no when someone tells you that one of your bulbs is out. So if one of your bulbs is out, that's how easy it is to check. All it is 2 plastic tabs. Disconnect the connection from the back of the cluster, lift up that white tab, and you've got the entire circuit board for the rear light cluster out. Right, that's going to be everything for this video. Thank you for watching. Next video will be on my new car. The main things to take away from this video: if you want a cheap runaround and you just want something that's good on fuel, or you're looking for your first car, do consider one of these because they're reliable. They got good fuel economy. A full tank costs £40. They are cheap to buy. They are cheap to insure. They are cheap to tax. Everything about this car is cheap. And if something breaks, parts are readily available and very cheap. So this is going to be my last video on this car. Tomorrow is my last day driving it, and the second that I get back from work, this is going at the back of the driveway until I decide to sell it. So thank you for watching, and do look out for the next video because it will be on my new car. Hope you enjoyed, and as much as I love the fact that I'm moving on, I will miss this car to some degree. We'll just have to see, you know, when I can sell it and for how much, but I don't think I'll get more than £500 for it. Anyways, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.